Perspectives. Perspectives. Perspective. Perspective. Paranormal perspective.
You're supposed to say the lines.
Oh, is it? I gotta say that?
Yes.
Public service announcement. The views and opinions are the opinions. Fuck that bullshit. They are my opinions and my guests, no one else's. Remember, this show ain't for chitlins ears, so listening discretion and viewing discretion is advised. This is a paranormal horror crime show, so the scenes and the sounds can be a little terrifying to those little ears and those little eyeballs. And of course, there's obviously cussing. I mean, it's me. Also, please don't do anything that these stupid ass people do in this video or this podcast. This is for entertainment purposes and for you guys to listen with your ears, consume the knowledge. And now, time for the show. Perspective. We're live. What's up, everybody? It's Shauna with Exploring the Paranormal Perspective and founder of Geeks Paranormal, or you can just call me Geeks. A lot of people do, or you can just call me Shauna. A lot of people do that too. I have a wonderful guest here today. His name is AJ Capasso. Is it Capasso or Capasso? Because I've heard too many different ways of saying it.
Capasso is how I say it, but Capasso is how a lot of people say it. So either way works for me.
Well, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for bringing your time and coming in, because I know usually around this time you have your own podcast that you do. But first, we're going to start with the paranormal
Yeah.
aspect of things. So, can you tell us a little bit about your journey into the paranormal research and what sparked your initial interest in it?
Yeah, so it sparked my initial interest was a near-death experience. I was a fan of obviously the ghost shows. I didn't believe in them. I thought they were stupid. I thought they were just made up, obviously for television purposes. And then I had a near-death experience. I was addicted to heroin, and I OD'd 12 times in 1 year.
Oh my
And
goodness.
the last time I OD'd, I left my body and I saw the other side. And I saw my life review. I saw the other side with a being that approached me and told me it wasn't my time. And I was sent back. And it was a very, excruciating time for me because I was in between giving up the church and kind of going on my own path, but my own path was a destructive path. So it came at the right time to let me know, like, listen, you don't have to be like this forever. You could choose to be something else. And that's what I chose to be. I chose to go a different route, and I chose to take my pain and make it into something greater.
Oh
So I'm
my
happy for it, and
goodness.
I'm happy for the experience.
Definitely. And how many times did you OD?
I OD'd 12 times in 1 year. The
Oh
first
my.
11 times was obviously with heroin, with fentanyl. People end up finding me OD'd, and luckily I got saved. And the last time I was at my grandparents' house, I was eating a bowl of ice cream. And next minute I know, I fell out into the ice cream, and my father had found me not breathing in the ice cream and had flipped me over, gave me CPR until the paramedics came, who gave me more CPR. And I remember seeing the CPR. I remember seeing what was going on. I remember hearing their thoughts, hearing what they were doing, hearing what they were saying, and I was able to relay that message back to them when I came back to reality, and they were pretty freaked out about it.
Oh my God, definitely. I would have been a little freaked out about it myself. Holy cow. Well, glad you are
Yeah.
still with us.
Yeah, I'm very lucky, very lucky. And you don't realize how lucky you are until it happens to you, and you realize, like, down the road, like, wow, you know what? I really like dodged a bullet, you know?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Oh my goodness.
So
Wow. So you said you saw a being. What kind of being did you see?
I saw this light being. I went to this magical place that it opened up to. I went to basically the first thing that happened was I left the room that I was in with the people that were working on me. I went through what I would call hyperspace, but it was like a room that had stars, and it was just like hyperspace. Like I was traveling very fast through space with stars and everything, and then it opened up into a beautiful vast area with like an untouched earth. And I just saw an amazing, beautiful place, and I got approached by a being that said, it's not your time. But this being was full of light. I couldn't look into it, I couldn't look away from it. It was just so attracting, but at the same time unattracting. And I couldn't look away from it. And it literally just telepathically said to me that it wasn't your time. You need to go back. And I was sent immediately back down the shaft and back into my body. And it was a very serious situation.
And it took 12 times of this for you to realize, hey, I need to wake up.
Yeah, I didn't experience any other times like that except for that 12th time. And for some reason, I don't know what it was about that time. I don't know why. Normally, we don't remember our past, when we leave our body, we normally don't remember
Right.
it. but I guess this time was very serious, and there was a reason behind it. It was a
Very
reason that I
cool.
need to see why I need to be here and why I need to not give up and what I had planned for me before I came to this earth and what I had to accomplish. And it just set a fire under my ass, to be honest.
Good. Good. Well, I'm glad that that helped you out. But what ways has your near death experience influenced your approach to, like, say, paranormal?
Well, it's influenced my approach to the paranormal where I try and find out where spirits are in their journey. Like, are they ready to cross over? Are they in that space where it's in between where I was, or where are they new? Do they just, cross over a minute ago, and do they need guidance through the rest of it to gain knowledge? So it's like it's really opened up my eyes to paranormal research in that aspect of where spirits can be and what I can help them with.
Awesome. Wow. So, in this situation, the near death experiences that you've had, has it opened up a third eye, so to speak? That can you see spirits and talk to spirits, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'll have moments where I could see them, where I can speak with them, talk with them. Mostly talk and speak with them is the highly approach that like goes with it. But like the seeing them is definitely part of the gift that I have, like from coming back, from going to the other side and coming back. I don't see them 24/7 like people would think. I see them very randomly. So throughout the day, it's maybe 20% of my day. It's probably 20% of my day where I'm like, oh, babe, I just saw this over here. This person with this person. I think we need to go over there and talk to them or whatever. Or just like, oh, I just saw this spirit over there and just let her know what's going on and go from there, you know?
Now,
So,
is that your wife or your girlfriend, or?
yeah, my
Right
girlfriend
behind you,
right at
I
the
see her
moment.
right behind you.
Yeah. She's an amazing psychic and sensitive,
Oh,
and she
wow.
has a bunch of spirits that follow her. So, together we work together. We were definitely brought together for a reason.
Mhm.
And we were brought together recently after a year and a half of being friends. And everybody that's we've encountered has, for some reason, said that we were soulmates. So we're
Aw.
running with it. So,
Well, of course. Like, how long y'all known each other? Did
yeah.
she know you before you started going through all this, or?
Yeah. Well, she knew me for past year and a half.
Okay.
So,
All right. Those, yeah, that was, you
so
were meant to come back and meet her then.
yeah, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like for sure.
Now,
For sure.
have you connected with any other individuals who've had similar experiences?
I've connected with some other people, but like it hasn't been very serious connection. Where recently I've been connecting with people that have had this experience more and more. It's like angels put these like crossroads in front of us for us to meet these certain people at certain times, and like it's starting to happen more and more and more from what we discovered.
Oh, wow. So you're starting to meet other people like you that's experienced the near death experience. Now,
Yeah.
do y'all have any commonalities with your experiences? Like, do they see the same thing you've seen, or?
They've seen like, I mean, how do you explain this, man? Have they seen, commonalities between my experience and their experience? One thing that a lot of people have mentioned is like the life review thing. Okay, so a lot of people have mentioned the life review that I've had. They've had the similar life review where they've had similar life experiences where cars will flash in front of their face, and
Mhm.
it'll be like very rapidly, and it'll be like their life review, not of like someone judging them, but of their self judging themselves
Oh,
over
okay.
something that they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So
Interesting.
it's not like, yeah, it's not like the life review of somebody judging them. It's like them judging themselves.
Okay. That makes sense. Especially when you're in a situation like that. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Well, in this particular situation, when did you come up with your podcast, Talking with the Source?
So I came up with it about, I want to say maybe 2, 3 years ago. I was in school for broadcasting, and one of the midterms was starting a podcast, and the teacher was supposed to help me out with the podcast. He gave me the idea for the podcast. I started to implement the podcast, and then he was nowhere to be found. So
Oh,
I decided to just take it upon myself and just run with it, get people to come on who had similar likes and who had similar experiences, and then I would just have them come on the show and just go from there. And basically, I would just rub it in his face, the teacher, because I felt like he wasn't trying to help me in the aspect
right.
of trying to get my podcast going, like he said. So I was like, oh, well, let me do it myself. Screw everybody else. I'll do it on my own. And that's where it grew. It just grew from there.
Now, on the podcast, do you just talk about near death experiences or what is it basically about?
Oh no, it's about everything paranormal. It's about everything from ghosts to Sasquatch to UFOs to everything from under the sun. We obviously do specifically like a lot of ghost stuff
Mhm.
because we specify in ghost stuff.
Mhm.
But in the same aspect, it's like we also like to look upon other aspects of the paranormal, such as Sasquatch,
Mhm.
aliens, you know, all different types of stuff that the field consists of.
Oh, interesting. Now, before we dive a little deeper on that, could you explain to our listeners, to my listeners, what ITC is and what it entails?
Yeah, so ITC is instrumental trance communication. It entails basically communicating with spirit using certain tools. One of the tools that we use is called the HSB-1 device. It's a app that you can get off Android or off of Apple. The store, it's basically free. Basically what you can do is it's like having a portal in your pocket. You can pick what you want to communicate with. You can pick a genuinized ghost situation, like a mixed genders, or you can, do a child if you know there's a child in the vicinity. And you basically ask a question, open the noise gate releases some gibberish, and then you close it, and the gibberish goes away. It's under a delay. And basically, you'll receive messages that are forward speech telling you that something is manipulating the device forward, and that means that something is speaking back to you. We use other devices known to man too, like necrophonic, necrometer, all different types of stuff that we use to try and communicate.
Now, what is your take on a lot of these apps that they have on like Android and iPhone?
Okay, so a lot of these apps are jokes. A lot of these apps are fake and they're absolutely nothing, but you need to do your research on them. You need
Mhm.
to listen to them. You need to make sure that you listen to everything that comes out of that device so that you know the sounds that comes out of the device. And
Mhm.
after it comes out, you need to make sure that like nothing that you're listening to is that coming out of it. If you're thinking that that's something coming out of it, you need to discard it completely because you're going to be able to tell what's spirit and what isn't spirit by the way that the results come out of the device, by
I,
what they say. Like you're going to see them completely manipulate the audio.
and what is the name of the one that you have?
I have the HSV-1. It's the Hope Spirit Box -1. and that app is basically foolproof. It's been studied by the Institute of Consciousness to be used to try and be debunked. It followed and passed all the protocols for it. Another one is necrophonic. Necrophonic is a very good one, but you need to get used to all the sounds that come out of it before you use it, so you don't get a false positive. Same thing with Spiritus. Same thing with all the devices that are done by Keith Weldon. Keith Weldon is a great app creator, and he has a great ITC background.
Interesting. Now, did you come up with the HSB one or?
No, Josh Lewis of Hope Spirit Hope the Hope Spirit Box is done by Hope Paranormal. And Josh Lewis is a part of Hope Paranormal. He is an amazing app creator, and he's also an amazing researcher as well.
Now, would you suggest a lot of these people use these apps in like an airplane mode, or would you keep it?
You can use them. You can use them in airplane mode. Either way, like they're gonna get, you know, like they're gonna get responses coming through them. I don't normally use it in airplane mode because nothing comes through that I think is airplane mode. When they come through, you're gonna see what I mean by it when you use it. But you can do that. That is one way to use it.
All right. So you did mention using different devices to communicate with spirits. Do you use anything aside from the apps on phones?
Yes, I use PSP7, the PSP7 Spirit Box. This PSP7 Spirit Box, I love to run it at 150 milliseconds, and I love to get the responses from the PSP7. It runs all the frequencies, and also it gives great responses for those, things that come through. It's pretty wild of what we can get coming through there.
Now I have a PSP7 and I have the Spirit Box 10 that I got. Have you ever used the 10?
The Spirit Box, what was it?
It's Spirit. I don't know if it's called the Spirit Box 10. I know it's from Ghost Stop, but it's the one right before the most recent one. The 11, I believe, is what it's out now. And I got the 10 because it uses a micro SD card that you can actually record.
Oh, see, I never seen it. I would have to see it to understand what you're
It's
talking about.
very interesting. Now, I do talk to Katie Stafford from Supernatural Inc., and I know he's got a bunch of boxes. But what do you think about a bunch of these portal boxes that are out there that a lot of creators have created?
Well, I think that the portal boxes are great because they're running on frequencies that these entities are using. You have to remember these entities are using frequencies to speak with us. Whatever frequencies they may be using, these boxes are helping, whether it be with white noise, whether it be with reverb, whatever it may be with, these frequencies are helping them communicate with us. We know that for a fact because of things that have happened while we have them recording. And we've gotten some amazing responses using different frequencies with reverb and reverse and all this different stuff. So I believe that these frequencies have a lot to do with why we're getting this communication.
What is the most compelling evidence of spirit communication that you've captured with your ITC work?
Wow, there's so many. Um, I would say probably when I was talking it was during Christmas. I was on the PSP7, and I asked my father, since you're always with us during holidays, what was the main course meal that we had over my cousin Brittany's house? And 2 seconds before that comes through uh prime rib. And the best part is that they had prime rib for their main course meal.
Oh,
And I
wow.
thought that was absolutely amazing that they validated that prime rib was the prime course meal, because nobody would have known that.
Right? Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, there's been so much, dude. There's been so much more, but like that's just a little tidbit.
Oh, 1 second. Hold that thought. Keep it in your
Yep,
mind. I've got music playing in the background. I can't hear you.
no worries.
Thank you so much, Poe, for coming in and for the subscription. All right, go ahead and repeat what you were saying. I'm so sorry.
No, nothing.
Ugh.
So we basically we were outside running a spirit box session, and I asked my dad. I said, "Dad, since you're always with us during every holiday, I said, what is the main course meal that we got at my aunt, at my cousin Brittany's house?" And he stated that we had prime rib. And what's crazy is prime rib came through, and 2 seconds later, prime rib came through the box saying prime rib, that we get prime rib at my cousin Brittany's house, and we always do. And it
Oh,
was
that
just
is
a
amazing.
fascinating moment.
That is. So, would that be your most
Yeah.
memorable or surprising experience that you've had during an investigation, or?
One of mine, yes. One of mine, definitely.
Oh, awesome. Now, how has your ability to communicate with the spirits affected your personal life and relationships?
I mean, it hasn't affected my personal life in a single way, but like it has affected my life where people want readings left and right, and it's just like people don't understand, like it doesn't work off of me, it works off the spirits.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with me, so like I can like call on them all I want, but it doesn't mean they're gonna come in, you know?
Right.
And
It
people need to
doesn't.
understand that.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people think that ghosts are just like circus performers. They can come and go as we want, but that is not the case at all.
Yeah.
Now, how many times do people come to you and ask you for a reading?
Like not too much anymore, thank the Lord, but a good amount of people. Like I would say 4 people a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how often are you able to actually communicate for them?
Oh, I try to do it like twice a month if I could. I tried to do it too much, too more, because like I said, it's hard for me to sit there and communicate with them, because God forbid it doesn't come through for them. I don't want them to get the doubt in their mind,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
So it's like
definitely.
I don't want them to think that it's just me or whatever, you know?
Mhm.
So
Now, does your girlfriend help you a lot with stuff like that? Since she is a
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
awesome. I might have to get
Absolutely.
her
Yeah,
on
yeah.
here
She
too.
helps me a lot. Yeah, yeah.
Now, what do you believe happens to consciousness after death based on your experiences and your research of it?
So I believe that consciousness is basically, if say you take a glass of water,
Mm,
and you take a glass of water, you put a piece of plastic over the glass of water, and you tip it upside down, and you poke holes in the glass of water. That
mm.
glass of water now drips out droplets. That droplet is now the extension of that source of energy that we call consciousness. So I believe that the consciousness energy that drops out is us. And I believe that when we die, that conscious energy goes back into the glass of water, continuing it over and over and over again, that consciousness, if
So
that makes sense.
it does. So you believe that the spirits that are out there in the world, their consciousness is what we're perceiving, that energy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I perceive that we are perceiving the energy of that consciousness. Some spirits don't want to cross right over, and that's okay. But I believe that everybody will cross over at one point. And I believe that there is no hell. I believe that there is a place that we have created due to the fact of thought from, you know, religious aspects. But I believe that there isn't a place that we get judged by. I believe that we judge each other based on our own experiences based on how we treat others throughout our lives.
Oh, precisely. Now, what kind of guests have you had on your show?
We've had everything from near-death experiences to people who are witches to people who have died, people, I mean, you name it, we've had them on there.
Wow. And what is the most memorable guest that you've had on the show?
Say that again?
Who is the most memorable that you can think of that you've had on the show?
I'm gonna have to say one of them, the most memorable was probably Patty Negri.
Oh, she's
Because
amazing, isn't she?
yeah, Patty Negri is absolutely amazing. The stuff that she was able to teach us, some of the stuff that she was able to speak upon just resonated with us, and we were very happy to have her on, and we're very happy to call her a good friend of ours.
She is an absolute doll. I love talking to her, and I've been trying to get her on this show.
Yeah,
And since she had that situation with Facebook, somebody stealing her profile, I had a hard time getting a hold
yeah,
of her.
yeah. I know,
But
I
she
know.
is
People are
a
ridiculous.
sweetheart. They are, aren't they? Having to go online.
Yep,
I mean, why steal somebody's profile? Come on, be real.
I know. Yep, for real.
So on your show, you talk about cryptids, you talk about UFOs, you talk about the paranormal. Have you ever had a cryptid or UFO experience?
I have not. I've had a situation where I was in a tent one time, and I heard some things outside the tent that I didn't go out and check, which I wish I did. But other than that, that was the closest thing that I would say that I had a cryptid event. Other than that, I can't tell you what it was because I didn't go outside the tent because I was terrified.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't go
Terrified.
outside the tent either. I think I would taste yummy to
Yeah,
anything that's outside the
terrified.
tent.
Yeah, terrified. Definitely.
Now, when it
But
comes to
other than that,
UFOs,
no, the UFO, no, I never had an experience with a UFO. I've always wanted to, but at the same time, I've always been skeptical. At the
yeah.
same time, I've had some people on the show like Bart Sibrel, who came on and who showed some evidence that we never went to the moon. Had some very great evidence there, but who knows? Who knows where we are, and who knows what we have discovered so far? I believe that we have discovered some crazy things that we can't show the public.
Well, what do you think about the government coming out with the information stating, "Oh yeah, UFOs are real"? Ugh.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of time. Like I just knew it. Like I knew that we were gonna come to this point where there was gonna be life beyond us. I knew that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
I've
just a
had a couple of
matter of time.
experiences. I've never been abducted. Thank the good Lord for that.
Yeah,
But I've
yeah,
seen quite a few things in the sky that I cannot explain. And I've talked to quite a few people that are ex-military that talk about stuff like that as well. Um, it's an
yeah,
interesting thing to know that, because I was talking to somebody one time about God, and it's like, well, technically, since he's not on this plane, wouldn't he be an alien?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an
That's what I was
interesting
thinking.
concept, and so is Bigfoot. Bigfoot's an interesting concept too, because a lot
Yeah,
of people think that he may have something to do with UFOs, or he may have something to do with the veil and being able to disappear so quickly. It's because he can alter the
yeah.
veil.
Mhm.
So
No, I agree.
have you
I
done a
agree.
lot of research on the cryptids and everything, or just the paranormal?
Just the paranormal is normally what I focus on. I've done a little bit of cryptid, but just mostly the paranormal.
Now, in our field, that us as podcasters, when we have somebody on the show that talk about cryptids, fairies, puckwudgies, Bigfoot, are you a very skeptical person? Do you have like a lot of questions that you come back at them on? Like, how is this real? How is this possible?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I have, I mean, even with the paranormal with ghosts and stuff like that, like even though I've been to the other side and I've died and stuff like that, I still have my thoughts on like, oh, is that real? Is that, is that
Mm,
not someone messing around? Like, so I totally get what you're saying. Like, yeah, I do have a skeptical side.
good deal. Yeah, I think all of us in the paranormal have to have some kind of skeptical side. A lot of people that I've talked to also have suggested like aliens having like an invisible cloak or something and pretending to be ghosts or
Yep,
poltergeist or something
yep,
like that. And it's like, yeah, that could be a possibility, but everybody that's in the paranormal field are not experts. I hear expert get
yeah.
thrown out so much, and it's like, we're not experts. We have
Oh,
not proven anything.
oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I know. I hate the word expert, especially in this field because nobody's an expert.
Precisely, precisely. Now, there was a doctor that came out, oh gosh, many years ago that I have got to research again that actually states he believes, like you said, our consciousness and our spirit goes back into the universe as energy, that he's seen it and he's proven it. But I can't
Yeah.
find the video where this happened. But have you seen the video of the mouse that dies under the mouse trap? And you see
No.
like this, there is a video of a mouse that dies in a mouse trap, and you can see like a white mist come out of his body and disappears. And
No, I've
there's
never seen it.
there is another video of a deer that happens to have the same concept of the spirit coming out of the body and disappearing. However, with a lot of like graphics and stuff that people do nowadays, it's hard to say what is real and what's not, especially in our field, because there's so many people out there faking it.
Yeah.
What do you think about the people that fake it?
Oh man, I don't even want to get into it. It aggravates the piss out of me because it's like you're mocking not only the field, but you're mocking the people that actually care about this, that there's loved ones involved. And
Yeah.
I don't believe in people mocking this in this field. Like this field is not to be mocked. This field is for people who actually care and who want to see this field succeed. Like it's not about people who literally want to come in and make a next Zach Bagans video, viral
Oh
video, and
gosh.
come next. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so sick and
Yes.
tired of seeing that. It's like this field is so much more than that, and if people don't grasp that, this field is gonna just implode. It's just
It
gonna implode.
it is, and it's so sad because I mean, we're out here trying to prove and show something and share these spirit stories. And yet
Yeah,
you have all these fakers out there just trying to gain a buck. And it's like, come on. And Zach Bagans is
yeah.
one. I mean, in the beginning, when Ghost Adventures first came out, it was great. It was fabulous. And now he says every
Oh yeah,
time, oh, it's for entertainment purposes. But when you go on a show and you state every time, oh, it's a demon, it's a demon. Come on, man.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It makes the field look bad because this field isn't all demons. It isn't
No.
all negative stuff. It's about love. It's about, all types of different things. And it's like all we get shown is the demonic side of things. And it's like it's not demonic.
Yeah, you're going to get demons maybe 1% out of every spiritual encounter that you have. I personally have been in this field for over a decade, and I have not, knock on wood, ever experienced a demon. Ugh.
I've
So,
experienced 1 in 10 years, 1 in 10 years, and it was just because of a case being a demonic case. And other than
wow.
that, it was a real case. Other than that, I haven't experienced any demonic stuff since.
Wow. Now, I have a guess in the chat near that states, wouldn't that be astral traveling? Talking about the mouse and the deer. Technically, I don't know. I've never astral projected. Have you? Well, you've had a near death experience. That would be almost considered astral projecting, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, I've actually astral projected once, and it was after my near death experience, and I astral projected. I was all the way at my ex girlfriend's house. I was able to go upstairs, look through her house, and I encountered a being that was very not nice up there. That I had to
Oh,
wrestle, and I had to call, like say scripture and all
Oh no, are you still there?
stuff to make it
Okay,
go
you're
away
still
and
there.
end up going away. And my house, and I end up seeing my body. And when
Oh
I saw my
gosh.
body, I jumped back into it, and I end up waking up. But it's a long story. But the long
Oh,
story short,
oh no, I think I
yeah,
lost you.
exactly,
Oh, there
man.
you go.
It's a very scary experience if you've never done it before, for sure.
Oh yes, definitely. No, I don't ever want to do that. No, thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
I like being tethered to my body. But I've heard a lot of
yeah.
people that can actually talk to spirits and be around the spirits able to do that kind of stuff. Now, in your experience in the paranormal and everything, I know you said you experienced one demon in your time. What is it like whenever you actually experience a paranormal phenomenon that's happening in a location? And do you only do personal locations or do you go to bigger places as well?
No, I used to go to bigger places, and I used to do home
Mm,
cases as well. I started off like that, and then I started to do big cases like Montana State Prison and stuff like that. But I got away from all that. I do all my stuff now at my house. I do all communication aspect, ITC work at my house. I invite the spirits in. I do focus sessions, and I invite the spirit guides in. I invite them in for knowledge, and they help, bring knowledge into the aspect of everything that I'm trying to do. So it's not like I'm going out to places anymore too much. I mean, I'll go out to a haunted cemetery or haunted place like that, or a haunted location every once in a while, but it's not like I go out to them often.
right. Now, okay, so you've been doing it about as long as I have. Now, what are your thoughts on some of the locations that you've been to, like the private locations you've been to? Like, I know I've been to quite a few private locations that have been quite scary, and it's not scary because of the paranormal, it's scary because of the people.
Yeah, it's a scary aspect because you have to like weigh in the mental health aspect of everybody. If you don't, then you don't really know what is causing the, spiritual battle that they're having. Like if it has to do with, like a mental illness, like you
Mm,
need to really focus on that mental illness because the mental illness could be causing what's causing the spiritual aspect to happen in the house. Like a lot of people don't understand that like young females have the ability to cause poltergeist and stuff like that. So, you really have to do your due diligence into the family and into the psychiatric part of the family to figure out what's really going on. Because if not, then you're not going to know what you're dealing with in the long run.
now, explain to the audience a little bit about the why young females are more prone to bring out about poltergeist.
From what I've read and from what I've encountered, it's because of the hormones and because of their hormone intake is so high right now that they're able to manifest things into their reality very quickly. I don't know the exact scientific reason of why they're able to do it. I just know that when their hormones are high, they're able to manifest things and have things happen throughout into their reality, that they're able to manifest things moving, all types of
You
stuff. And
are
I
a
think it
raider.
just has to do with the
Legendary.
increase of hormones, which increases the level of energy output, which increases the energy output towards them and other objects. So that's the only thing that I can come to the conclusion of.
Now, with that aspect being in mind of younger girls that are going through hormonal changes, what about like the older women that go through hormonal changes during like menopause per se?
I haven't had any cases personally of that, so I can't really speak too much on it, but I'm sure that that will cause definitely a, how do I call it? What was the word I was looking for? Poltergeist activity. I wouldn't assume that that wouldn't, but I haven't heard of any cases yet doing that yet, so I can't really speak too much on it.
That is kind of an interesting concept. It's something that I'm probably going to do some more research on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mama Bliss, for the raid. What's up, Roger Wilco? I have guest AJ Capasso on. He's talking about his near-death experience, his podcast, and the paranormal. So if y'all have any questions, please don't feel free to ask. Don't hesitate. But going back to what you have experienced over your time, recent stuff. Let's talk about some of the recent stuff that you've experienced, especially now that since you're with your girlfriend, who is you said she's a psychic medium.
Yeah.
So do y'all kind of experience the same things together, or is there some times where she sees something and you don't, or?
There's times where we experience similar things like synchronicities, like numbers, um, synchronicities as in things that happen in our lives. Like, yeah, there is times where she'll see something and I'll see something too, but it all depends. Like, it depends on the spirit, depends on the situation, it depends on a lot of different factors. Like, we can see something together, we could see something completely different, we could see something only she sees and I can't see. So it all depends on the situation.
Understandable, understandable. Now, in any time that you're giving readings or anything throughout the month, does she ever come in and help you, or are you the only one
Well,
that?
I I
Go ahead.
don't personally give readings. I don't personally give readings. Like, what I'll do is I'll help people get answers from beyond from doing a spirit box session. But
Mm-hmm.
she'll give readings, she'll give tarot readings, she'll give different readings for people throughout the month. She's very good at it. So she does the old fashioned way with playing cards. So she's the old school necromancer of that, and she loves getting readings like it. And it's been very accurate. A lot of my friends have required it, like her ask of it, acquired it, and she's been able to like really give an accurate reading, which is very kind of freaky to me, if you want to say, because it's like, okay, I know my friends very well, and like, how did you know that? You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So she's impressed you, so to speak, on her
Oh,
readings.
definitely. Definitely impressed me. Definitely.
That is awesome. Now, have y'all ever been to like conventions or anything where she can actually do stuff like that at conventions, or you can go to conventions and do stuff like that?
Well, I've been to conventions to speak on my near-death experience. I actually have a convention that's in Florida coming up on the 13th, I want to say, of April, till the 16th. And we will be there with Kim Russo, the medium, a couple other people where I'll be speaking about my near-death experience. But no, she hasn't been to any places to actually showcase her ability. So we're hoping to get her going to be able to do that. So
I'm gonna have to schedule her onto the show so we can talk to her too, and get and delve into her
yeah,
brain.
definitely, definitely, definitely.
So during your time in this paranormal world that we call awesome, where can you actually say where you have been that has been like the most influential for you?
Like paranormal wise,
Yes.
most influential for me, I would have to say definitely my time in Montana State Prison with my buddy John. That was the most influential time I've had. Just being just me and him stuck alone in the entire compound. That was a experience overnight that I'll never forget, and it was definitely a beginning for me and for my buddy to really open up a lot of different avenues of where we can go with this paranormal stuff.
Nice. So what happened at Montana that actually is like a beacon for you?
The communication, the amount of communication that we got, the way that they set off the cat balls on command, everything was just right on point. and it was a very attractive moment for paranormal investigators alike, and we were very happy that we were able to witness it.
Awesome. Now I know JK did a lot of like did a lot of spirit box sessions like on Tuesdays on his podcast. Now where are you, do you do that a lot on your podcast as well?
No, we actually have more on well-known and local researchers that are able to speak and show their evidence. It's more about showing other people's evidence and getting well-known and local researchers, background and influence behind everything they caught and what they're doing.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why we have that paranormal podcast.
Awesome. Well, I know we're coming down to the last 10 minutes of the show. Where all are you going to be this year?
You can catch us on Facebook at Talking with the Source, on YouTube, Talking with the Source, on all our different platforms, as well as podcast listening platforms at Talking with the Source, and you can follow us all there.
Now, do you do your shows live or are they all pre-recorded?
Nope, we do all our shows live each week. So check out our Facebook page. We have all our events up there, when they're going to be, and we can catch you guys live. Make sure you put your questions and answers into the comments, and we will put them up on the screen live.
Now, during your podcast, have you ever had anything happen like a paranormal phenomena happen while you were on the podcast?
Oh yeah, we had Patty Negri on where there was a apparition or a light anomaly that flew over her head. We had a bunch of people that had the same thing happen. So we love it. It's great.
Isn't it
We love
amazing?
the fact that we love the fact that paranormal loves to join us during our podcast, and let's keep going from there.
Oh, definitely. Now, during your
Yeah.
near death experience, I've had a cousin that had a near death experience, and he said that he pretty much told me, he said, "Cuz there's nothing on the other side. Nothing. I saw my body, I felt a pull, but there was nothing else. I saw them working on me and then I went right back into my body." You said
Yeah.
that you saw the phenomenon that you saw. Now, how did that make you feel aside from wanting to come back? How did that make you feel when you saw it? Did you say, "Oh, this is not real. This is just something in my subconscious?" Or did
I
you
came back. I came back and I was freaking out because I didn't know where I was. I thought I was still there, and I didn't know where I was. I honestly thought I was still there for weeks after. I didn't believe that I was. I went through what I went through. I went to go see neurologists. I went to go see all different types of brain surgeons
Oh.
to go get scans and to figure out if I was crazy or not. And come to find out, I wasn't crazy. And that's what made me keep researching it and going further and further. Otherwise, if they told me I was crazy, then yeah, I probably would have stopped.
Oh my. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you you said
So,
you don't believe in hell, but do you believe there is a
no.
God?
Oh, I believe there's a God. I believe there's a source of energy. The best way to look at it is if you take a glass of water, tip it upside down, put a piece of plastic over it, and then you poke a hole in it, and there's little droplets that come out. Okay, the glass of water consists of the energy, the consciousness source of energy. The water that drips out, the little droplets are that's us, the extension of that source of energy, and we live our lives. And basically, when we die, the source of energy goes back into the water and it recycles, and the water droplets just keep coming out. And that's basically what I was shown when I was dead, is that we
Oh,
are all
wow.
one, we're all made of the same source of energy, and that we are all recycled basically over and over again until our souls become enlightened.
So do you believe in reincarnation?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ah, do you have any like memory, so to speak, of past lives?
I do not. The only past life that I have is from a medium that I asked a long time ago, and she said that I was in my 28th time and that I was a fisherman before this, and I died on a fishing boat, And
Oh,
I thought that was pretty neat because when I was younger, my grandfather had a boat and we almost crashed, and it turned me away from wanting to get on a boat because of how scary it was. So it's kind of funny how that all worked out, you know?
right. Being scared to
So,
drown or just be stuck out.
yeah.
And oh my goodness, I understand that completely. I
Yeah.
have asthma, so my biggest fear is suffocating,
Mhm.
any kind of suffocating.
Yep.
So it is
Yep.
pretty crazy. Well, AJ, are you going to be at any other conventions this year aside from the one in Florida?
As of right now, I'm going to be in one in California and one in Connecticut. They're called the Grief Counseling by Bob Ginsberg, who was on Netflix. So check out Bob Ginsberg. His page. He'll be able to tell you more about it, and we will be there.
Oh, wow, you're going to be traveling all over.
Trying, trying.
What's the name? Is it the same guy that's going to be in Florida, or is this going to be a different convention that you're going to in
Yep.
Florida? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Same guy. Yep.
And where is this located in Florida?
I'm sorry, I don't have the thing up right now. Otherwise, I'd tell you the exact location, but I believe it's somewhere middle of Florida. I want to say like Tampa, somewhere around there.
Oh, okay. All right. And that's going to be on the 13th through the 16th.
Yep.
Ah, wonderful. Well, AJ, don't go anywhere. We're going to go ahead and end the show here. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your experience with us. There's so many more questions that I could probably ask you.
Absolutely.
But don't go anywhere. I'll be right
Absolutely.
with you. Everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions for AJ, you can go to Talking with the Source podcast and ask all your questions about his near-death experience. If you've had a near-death experience and you want to share it, I'm pretty sure AJ would be happy to talk to you about it. Until
Absolutely.
next time, y'all stay free, stay safe, always do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And until next week, see you guys later. Bye, y'all.
Switch it on and come along. Haunted houses all night long. Gaming streams and ghostly scenes. Just chatting with the in-betweens. IRL, she's on the case. Finding spirits in each place. Every game she plays with flair. Geeks, paranormal, she's there. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks, paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Trying to stream, it's quite a sight. The haunted house she flies. Gaining worlds under the skies. Chat and laugh, let's have a blast. Geeks paranormal here at last. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Trying to stream, it's quite a sight. From the haunted house she flies. Gaining worlds under the skies. Chat and laugh, let's have a blast. Geeks paranormal here at last. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Trying to stream, it's quite a sight. In the dark she finds the light. Streams so fun, she's out of sight. Every ghost and gaming fight. Geeks paranormal shines so bright. In the dark, she finds the light. Streams so fun, she's out of sight. Every ghost and gaming fight. Geeks paranormal shines so bright. Ghosts and games all night. Geeks paranormal's bright. Just chatting feels so right. Try to stream, it's quite a sight. It's quite a sight.